Civil rights protests continue in cities around the country. Donald Trump was asked about this and about Black Lives Matter during the Axios interview. Has he met with them?
Mr. President, have you ever met with a Black Lives Matter activist to hear them out, hear their arguments?
Well, Black Lives Matter started off, to me, very badly because it was...
Did you ever meet with one?
Pigs in a blanket, burn them like bacon. That was the first time I ever heard of that was 3-4 years ago.
Right.
Pigs, meaning policemen, pigs is what they're referring to, in a blanket, fry them like bacon. I thought it was, so I got off to a bad start. I got off to a very bad start.
Would you meet with a Black Lives Matter activist?
I would, but I think right now when they
Why haven't you?
When they paint the sign, nobody's asked for a meeting, right? Nobody's ever asked me for a meeting. Let me tell you.
Yeah, no. So he doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to extend anything, any reforms, any changes, any understanding. And because in one video, one individual of one of the affiliated groups of BLM, I don't even know what year it was that this happened, said that one thing that he misquoted, he doesn't have to listen to them. That is the standard that we will now hold all social movements to.
Just as a note, you don't fry pigs in a blanket. You would bake them. But
I think the quote was fry, but yeah, that's true.
You fry them like bacon.
You'll mess up the recipe if you do it that way.
I mean, I'm vegan, so I don't go that way anyway. But yeah, it's
yeah.
The right has been so against Black Lives Matter, and it's not just the right. I'll say establishment Democrats as well. Someone needs to tell them that McCarthyism is over. We don't have to be afraid of Marxism. We don't have to be afraid of socialism. They're not bad words, and they don't make people evil or terrorists just because they say it. And they're trying to pull back this whole 1950s rhetoric, and I'm over it. I don't care. You're saying that this organization does this and that, that's why it's bad. And they think that's going to scare people into the dark. I don't want to be part of Black Lives Matter. They follow some tenets of Marxism. Because capitalism is effing up our country. So I'm glad that there's an organization doing this, but I'm not sure if Black Lives Matter has ever reached out to the White House. I'm sure somebody in some activist group related has, but I don't know what purpose it would be to even talk to him.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, by the way, that's Antifa talk from her. Terrorist, look her up, lock her up. But anyway, no, I'm kidding. That's what they're doing. They're just, you don't have to listen to anyone you don't like. And he talks about how Portland is just filled with anarchists and Antifa. It's not protesters. You don't have to worry about it. They don't have any legitimate grievances. It's just violent terrorism. And so he's off the hook. And all of his followers are also off the hook. He doesn't have to make any changes. They get to go on being racist. It's a great system that they've set up. But imagine that. Imagine months of nationwide protests, and the most powerful individual in the country doesn't even have to pretend that he's going to listen to their arguments, let alone ever change anything. It's never going to happen. You're 100% right. There's no point in meeting with him because it's never going to happen under him. He's not going to do anything. The more protests there are,
to say it won't happen under Biden either.
Yeah, I think some reforms will happen. I doubt a significant portion of what's being asked for. The police are not being defunded nationally or anything like that. That's not happening. I doubt he's taking out DHS or abolishing ICE or fundamentally changing Border Patrol or anything like that.
Nope.
Yeah.
But one thing that he said during that bit of the interview too, where he was talking about why they were played unlabeled uniformed officers kidnapping people, and this is something that I've heard a lot in regards to police brutality and about the safety of cops. And of course, I don't want anybody. I'm anti-violence. I don't want anybody to get hurt or killed. But when we are putting the safety of cops over the safety of our own citizens, I mean, these cops sign up to be in these dangerous positions, so they already know they're taking a risk. Why do they need to be, and they can label themselves without putting Lopez or whatever their name is. That sort of argument of we need to protect our military and our cops before our own citizens, it's just boggling that we even got to this point and that he is looking at what is going on in his own country that he is supposedly the leader of and seeing veterans, beaten up, mothers pepper sprayed, pregnant women pepper sprayed. I mean, he called
that fake news in that interview.
And Antifa. That's what he called them.
Yeah. Well, but he said that when Jonathan Swan mentioned the Navy vet getting beaten, he said that's fake news.
Yeah,
making very clear that when he uses the term fake news, he doesn't mean that it didn't happen. he means, no, you don't get to talk about that. You have to talk about the part that I want to talk about. It has
Like
to be positive
statistic.
towards me. Exactly, exactly. You don't get to do that. So it is a crazy situation that we've ended up in with him, but I do have an idea about why we're in that situation, and it has to do with his view of systemic racism. And here he is.
Mr. President, that many police treat black people differently from white people.
Well, I hope not. I hope not. Certainly
You've seen the statistics.
the knee on the neck was a disgrace, okay?
Yeah.
It was a disgrace.
I'm talking about, what does systemic racism mean to you?
I hope the answer to that question is no. Does anybody really answer that question accurately?
But what
Does
about not
anybody
hope?
really know?
What about analysis? What's your cold-hearted
I have
view of it?
seen where there is a difference, and I don't want there to be a difference. I don't like that there would be a difference. But with that being said,
Why do you think black men are
police have
2.5
killed
times?
white people
I know, but why do you think black
in a
men
larger number,
in quantity?
police have killed white
But
people.
why do you think black men are 2.5 times more likely to be killed by police than white men?
That I don't know, but
Why? Why do you
I
think
don't like it.
But you must have thought
Why?
about it.
I
do you
don't
think?
know why, but I don't like it. I do know this.
Does it speak to
that
something
police
systemic?
have killed many white people also.
But proportionally, what is?
So that thing from a couple weeks ago, the more white people, that's just a standard talking point that he has right now.
Yeah.
And he, when asked what systemic racism was, started to bumble and then said, "Does anyone know how to answer that question?" Yeah, I think a lot of people do.
There's a few people that are experts in it and have been trying to for decades, but okay.
Yeah.
You know, he talks about George Floyd's murder being heinous, and it is. But they and a lot of the right has talked, because it's undeniable. It was execution in the street. I mean, it was a public lynching. But they act like it's a one-off. I don't think we're going to have time today to go to the video about what happened to the family in Aurora, Colorado. But we're seeing it it's just countless. Well, it's just, this is not ending, and I'm not surprised that he's not acknowledging this. This has been his whole thing, and this is the thing of the right. And I have family members who don't believe in white privilege. They don't believe in systemic racism. They don't believe in anything. It's just because those statistics don't fit their bill.
Yeah.
That's how science works.
And there's a lot of weak white people, especially white men, that think acknowledging any of that means that you are the worst person possible, that nothing you do or have ever done matters. It is like you're just deleted somehow. That's not what it means.
Why can't we all remove ourselves personally from the horrendous inequality that we've had in this system? I mentioned it on the show when I was there last. Like, I believe that we were all raised in America as white supremacists. So we need to stop getting defensive when things like this happen. We don't think you're responsible for slavery, but you are responsible for pretending it didn't affect us for generations afterwards. Mm-hmm. That's what we're responsible for, and that's what we need to change.
Yeah.
And so this defensive behavior, oh, well, white people, well, all lives matter, well, blue lives matter. Let's talk about what is happening right in front of us. Instead of trying to make excuses, we are all part of it as a collective, have suffered trauma from the horrendous history we have of genocide of Native Americans. I mean, to start off with, and then we have slavery that we had to still on our shoulders. And Trevor Noah was talking about, part of apartheid was like they needed to talk about it afterwards, and that was like part of how they healed. And we don't do that here.
Yeah. We just want to pretend. And the thing is, if you were born, 100 plus years after slavery, it seems to make sense that you were not individually responsible for it. But if there are lingering effects that need to be changed, and you refusing to take stock with what was done and continues to be done, if that stops that change, then you become responsible for that.
Exactly right.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.